Hey everyone, this is Jared out at the Crocker Homestead. The other day we posted on our page that we were going to be hosting a Q&A. I was just looking over everybody's comments and questions, so let's get those answered. Well, hey there, Bandit. So first off, we have Barbara Wiley out of Balch Springs, Texas. It says, how does the county and city feel about restrictions? Is this classified as a homestead? What about solar, water, and sewer? First, as far as how the county and city feel, we're far enough out in the county that we actually don't have any restrictions on the property. As far as it being classified as a homestead, I guess technically we consider ourselves a homestead. I guess it just depends on what the actual definition is. I mean, we have animals, livestock, garden. We just try to live off the land as much as possible. Let's see here. Next question that you had was, did we consider solar? Jason might have thought about solar a little bit, but we just decided it was going to be too expensive to have to do that and just decided not to go that direction. As far as water and sewer, we were lucky enough to have a septic system in the property. We still had to run a water line from the water meter out by the road, approximately about 120 feet or so up to the house. As far as electric goes, we had to get the county to come put an electric pole and then run the line from the pole out to the house. I would say that probably cost us about $2,000 or so to do. Well worth it because you have to have electric. Next question we have is from Jeremy Taylor out of East Texas. It says, why did we stop Crocker Twin Creations? Most of you guys probably don't know, but Jason and I, we started a woodworking business. It actually started out as a hobby and then turned into an actual business. I work full-time for a company called Texas 811. You call before you dig. And Jason actually, what he does is he does video work on his own. So we kind of just ran out of free time to do custom orders. That's basically it for that. I mean, we tried to do both, but it just wasn't working. Maybe once we get the house built, completely done, and then get the whole property situated, we might start it back up. Hope that answered your question on that, Jeremy. Next we have Dana ONeil out of Lewisville, Texas. Hey, we actually just moved from Lewisville out here to Terrell. Dana asked, what would you do differently even though it's still a work in progress? I'd say just do a little bit more planning on where you want everything. Also to save up more money. We would have saved more money, but we were on a time restraint, so we kind of had to use some credit cards to help out with funding everything, but it is what it is. We'll get those paid off hopefully pretty shortly. Next we have Jessica Cook out of upstate New York. She says, do we have any suggestions for people starting out and the whole planning process? I'll kind of repeat myself a little bit from the last question. I would just say save up as much money as you can. Try to plan everything out as much as you can. Where you want your garden, what type of animals you want, what type of fruit trees. We wanted to live off the land as much as possible, so we did, like, we had tomatoes, lettuce, squash, onions, peppers. From what we were able to harvest this year, we're going to plan on doing more next year and possibly expand our garden. As far as starting out and planning for the house, like I said, I would just plan on saving more money. We did have a pretty good layout on where we wanted the rooms, the bathroom, the kitchen, and all that, so I think we did a pretty good job there. Thanks for the question. Next we have Rhonda Robinson out of Bastrop, Texas. She asked, did you buy the land outright or did you finance? We're financing the property right now. I guess more of a rent to own. We'll be making payments on it probably for the next 3 or 4 years. Say hi to Sawyer. Also, she mentions that Texas land is crazy expensive. Hell yes it is. I'll agree with you on that. She says, how much would you suggest saving? I guess that just depends really on how much you want to put down on the property or just straight up buy the property outright. Next we have Frances Miller out of Northwest Florida. She says, actually it wasn't a question, she just wanted to give us a shout out. She said that our channel inspires her and that she's learned so much from our videos. Thank you so much for the compliment, Frances. And then we have Thomas Richard. Let's see. He says, let me get back to that one real quick. I have April Ferguson, and she asked, are you off grid? No, we're not off grid. Like I said, we try to live off the land as much as possible, growing food in our garden. We have chickens that we get eggs from daily. We have quail that they haven't been laying any eggs lately, but we would like to try to get quail eggs. We have some fruit trees that we just planted, like this one right here. It's obviously going to take a while for those to start growing and producing, but we're trying to be as much off-grid as possible. Thomas, sorry I lost your question. I will get back to you. I'll go ahead and send you a message. And then we get all sorts of questions on our other YouTube videos. One of them that I can remember here recently was one of the ladies asked, how come we never show the other bedroom and bathroom? I'll be honest, it's because we haven't worked on it. We wanted to make sure that the first bedroom and bathroom are completely done, along with the kitchen and the living room area. We will get to the other bedroom, and then it's gonna have a full bathroom, and instead of having a closet, I think we're gonna go ahead and go with a small area to have for a laundry room. And then also in the near future, Jaylena and Jason are planning on building a tiny house. This building behind me will be mine, the 16 by 50 Dirksen. And I believe their tiny house, they want to go with a 12 by 20, if I'm not mistaken. I'm kind of excited to see what they can come up with. I feel like our home so far has come out pretty great. I'm excited to see what the future holds. We love to hear your questions here on YouTube or on our Facebook at the Crocker Homestead. So keep the questions coming, and we'll try to be as honest as we can and answer all your questions. So thank you for checking out the Crocker Homestead, and good night.